Welcome to the newest edition of the DFO podcast. What we're going to be doing in these collective episodes over the next 50 weeks is jumping through every state and what they offer. And we'll probably stick closer to deer hunting. We'll go over a little bit of the other seasons in some of them. The order I'm going to be doing it in is the order they joined the union instead of alphabetical order or anything. I like to do things just different, so that's where I'm going to be going. So this will be the inaugural episode of it. It'll run for the next 50 weeks. They will come out on Thursdays. So each one will be titled basically what state they're in. So some of the things we're going to go over in each and every episode is when they joined the union. Obviously, it'll be in the order of when they did by the date. What they offer when it comes to public land hunting, how much property they have, if it's an over-the-counter, if it's a draw, their deer density, if we can locate it in the different states, just what their license costs, just different things I want to try and go over with every state, because as I'm learning, I want to try to educate other people, because I'm learning this as I do the research for each one. If you know more about what I'm doing than I'm doing on those states, and reach out and let us know the things are correct in them, because I'm finding everything I can. Some of the stuff can be a little bit confusing, so we're going to go from there. And that's how this is going to work over the next 50 weeks. Hope y'all enjoy it. I've researched several of them so far, and I enjoyed myself trying to learn more about each state. Thanks. Delta Lodge Outdoors. This is your view of every state from more like a 30,000 viewpoint. Hey everybody, welcome to Delta Lodge Outdoors. On today's episode, this is a States edition. We're going to be jumping into Maryland. It became a state on April 28th, 1788. It's divided into a couple zones for deer hunting. They have a regular rifle season, a shotgun season, and I believe there's a straight walled season also. Then you have your bow season, starts September the 6th, somewhere around that area. And if you like early season hunting, cooler weather, that's probably a place to go. They have a statewide APR. They also, you're allowed two deer, one per weapon, 2 does, 2 bucks, is my understanding, with multiple weapons. So if you can kill a doe and a buck with a bow, and a doe and a buck with a rifle or shotgun or whatever, for a total of 4. They're actually per capita in the top 10 for big bucks, which is impressive to me. That I did not know that until I got started checking it out. A little over 500,000 acres of public land, and it's broke up in, like, the state's broke up into a couple zones, but they have 500,000 acres of public land, which is overall for the size of the state, that's a pretty good amount. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather recording this one. But like I was stating, they're per capita top 10 for big bucks, which was a big surprise to me. Did not expect Maryland to be up there. What has myself for Maryland, they also have Sitka deer there, and it's not a bad for non-residents, like $160 plus an archery stamp of $25 or a muzzle loader for $25. Your Sitka tag is like an additional $200, but you can get any of this over the counter. So it's really not a bad state to jump into, and it's kind of a sleeper state for what you would expect. It is one that would be on my list for opportunity at a decent buck and not have to deal with a shit ton of pressure, because it's not a state that gets highly pressured due to not a lot of people look at it as a per capita top 10 buck producer. And you have 500,000 acres of public land. It's, like I said, broken into a couple zones, so be careful in your zones. You're allowed up to 4 deer. Your weapons are your standard, other than you have a straight wall season. So, and it starts an early bow season, early September, which I like, because you're going to get opportunity probably in velvet. And if you're a southern person lives down south, cooler weather in September to hunt is nice to attempt. This is Maryland. Like I said, became a state April 28th, 1788. 501,500 acres is what it says, to be exact. So your bow starts early September You can. It's closed on some Sundays, so you have to look for that. They have a statewide APR. You're allowed up to a total of 4 deer, 2 does, 2 bucks, depending on the weapons you take them with. If you only have your archery stamp, you can only take 2 deer. If you had your archery and muzzleloader or archery and rifle, then you could take up to the 4 deer because it's 2 per weapon. So then, like I said, non-resident tag, $160 over the counter. You can buy your Sitka tag over the counter also for an additional $200. And with Sitka deer, you're allowed 2 does and 1 buck, or 3 does. So it's a pretty fair number of deer. You could kill, let's see, 360 plus another 50, $410 would get you 7 tags. It's really not that bad. That's my gist of Maryland. I look forward to the next one. If y'all have any questions about Maryland, or you live in Maryland and have some more insight, reach out to us and we'll do a whole nother podcast on it. Thank you. Julius Craig, Delta Lodge Outdoors.